Hi everybody, welcome back to Atta Boi Einstein. Me and Theo have a guest with us today, and his name's Addison. He's going to go introduce himself.
Hello.
Welcome. Addison's a really good friend of mine. He started a really cool clothing line company recently. It's the Muchacho Vintage.
That's what we have behind us right now. I don't know if you guys can see, but his logo is right there, right next to him.
These are actually some postcards you're selling?
Yeah, these are from my personal collection. I'll tease them on my Instagram, but I don't ever sell those.
Yeah, no, that little one over your shoulder right there is a really, really neat one.
The cactus?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like the one below, too. What, is that like a spaceship over a pyramid?
Oh, that's one of my new stickers.
Yeah, who does those?
Well, the raccoon, sorry, it's that way.
Yeah.
The raccoon is artist.
You're a weatherman right now. Okay.
Yeah.
Up in the Midwest, yeah.
The raccoon's by an artist, T.W. Rushing out of Atlanta.
Nice.
And then the spaceship one is by this British artist that lives in Austin.
Yeah. What do those go for?
What's up?
You're selling those, you said?
Yeah, I'm selling those.
Yeah.
So wait.
Or like I'll just put them in, if anyone buys something, I'll put them in a package.
Those little bags that your shirts come in are really, really cool.
Yeah.
I love those.
So did you have different people make different parts of that logo? Is that what you're saying?
Just the raccoon is like my main logo.
Okay.
You can kind of see it. That's on the sticker. And I just change up the colorway every now and then.
Yeah.
This one's classic 80s Doritos. And then
I like it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it's got like the Speedy Gonzalez kind of meets raccoon feel.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I feel it, man. I like everything about it.
And it's called Muchacho Village, right?
Vintage. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm
So he started out like flipping really nice old retro shirts, pants, all kinds of like clothing, right?
Yeah.
Is that one of the shirts right there?
No, this is new.
He's just got personal style for days.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah, no, this is
Got that swag.
Daddy's collection is really, really nice, man, for sure. That closet's got to be nice and getting nicer because this thing's going pretty well for you.
Yeah, it's going really well.
Yeah. Well, when did you start it?
I started buying and selling clothing in 2014, but this is newer. This is like 2019.
When would you say you had like the moment of like, all right, I'm gonna really dive in and do this thing?
If you've been to Uncommon Objects in Austin, they do like a flea market. And I would go to that with my partner Cameron all the time. Yeah. And I was like,
you just got engaged too. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. I was like, I can do this too.
Yeah.
We got your social media up too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
To put it up.
Yeah. The site's great. And actually my sister's done some modeling. Some friends of ours too from all around town have done. There's our boy JP. Yeah.
Are these all done in Austin?
A lot of these.
Yeah. Pretty much all of it is.
Yeah. I've actually, I mean, it's crazy because when he brings stuff to us, or I get to see it, it's really, really neat, cool stuff, and you don't have a problem getting rid of it, right?
No, not really.
It's all patterns, right?
Some of the stuff is more expensive. I mark it up, and I don't really care if it sits because it's cool.
Yeah,
and I know the value of it.
And I know my friends, once they start looking at this stuff and seeing the jewelry and the bolos or something that they really, really love to. What's your top selling stuff?
Probably men's rings, surprisingly.
Yeah.
I would think women would.
Like one you have right there?
Yeah. Well, this one's not for sale. Men's rings, definitely. Yeah. I started catering more like to men at the beginning, and then I realized men don't care as much, but they do like the rings.
Yeah.
So
you got some really, really neat ones.
Thank you.
I think dudes don't really care. Like I don't care what I wear, but like accessories, like that was like a beanie or something like that, or like your bandana or something. I'll invest in those.
Yeah. The bandanas are great. Those are some really, really cool ones.
Those are great.
You said you had bolo ties?
I have some bolo ties. I'll get like cheap ones. Like they're not sterling or they don't have like precious stones, but they were like, mass produced in the 60s to the 80s. Yeah. And people eat that shit up.
Where do you find most of it?
I find most of it thrifting, just like going out.
It's just a fun thing to do
into the boonies,
Yeah.
And so is it more like on your off time, or you're just like, I want to go check this place out, I know there's a find there?
I've always just loved looking for shit.
Okay.
Like,
so just for a moment.
I've just got the bug. Yeah.
It seems like he had the eye for it and just figured out something he really enjoyed doing.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Yeah, the people just, like I said, like I wind up buying shirts before they even go on sale when I get to see them.
And do you do mostly online, or
I was doing pop-ups before COVID.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I would get, like, I did the stag flea on South Congress. That was super good.
For sure.
And then there was a vintage store my friend Liz had on the east side. Yes. But you check her out, La Ropa Vintage.
Yeah, La Ropa Vintage.
COVID.
So how would you say that COVID has affected your business?
COVID's affected me positively.
Positively, cool.
But that's because I don't have overhead like a store.
Yeah. The majority of
I think anybody without rent is pretty much killing it.
Yeah, I would think so.
Because people had so much time for those months.
And that social media too, like your Instagram kills it, and as you scroll through it, I can imagine you get hit up all the time getting rid of stuff like that for sure.
Yeah, but I would think maybe there was something missing with people showing up and actually touching the clothes, but
it's just a different day and age. I feel like would you consider going the brick and mortar route at some point with it?
I would love to. In Austin, that's going to be hard.
Yeah, for sure. You've talked about New Mexico before too, though.
Yeah, I would love to move to New Mexico or Arizona. Eventually.
Like I feel like it's a spirit child born from there.
But for right now, it's this is fine.
It'll do. And all these pictures here, are these like part of you too, or you just put this together?
All these pictures here?
Yeah.
They're just vintage postcards.
Nice. And you collected those?
He was starting a really cool fundraiser, right, for the post office?
Oh, yeah. I was, like, piecing together old postcards that are unwritten on, and you could, like, buy them they're between, like, $2 or $6. And I could mail them to you, and then you could mail them to a friend. So that's, like, double the help for the post office.
Sure. Yeah. And are these like relatively new, or like you have to like go find these postcards?
To go find them. They're all from the 30s to I think the newest one might be the Chief at the top. That's probably the 50s.
Yeah. Those would be really cool things to put on shirts too.
Yeah, they're super cool.
Yeah, man, those are some really, really neat logos and designs.
I wouldn't even imagine there was like Indian postcards in the 30s. So I was like, man, that's crazy.
Yeah,
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I mean, these probably came from the Southwest somewhere, right?
Yeah. So there's this like the Chief on the top, and then the top postcard there. They are both from like the Fred Harvey era, and that means there's this guy Fred Harvey, and he like made it big on the Santa Fe rail line, and then he had hotels named after him, and then he had his own. He like hired a bunch of Native American artists to make like cheap souvenir jewelry, and it's worth a lot of money now. But at the time, it was kind of. It's just like, like a souvenir. It's kind of cheap. Yeah. But it's all silver and it's all native made.
Yeah, and the turquoise is fucking cheap.
It's awesome.
What's up with this dude smoking that nature joint?
He's smoking something.
No, I like the ambience of it. And
Thank you.
You said you're feeling New Mexico, right?
Yeah, I did go to Arizona for the first time recently.
I'm like, are you going like Albuquerque, or what are you thinking?
Santa Fe is more his.
Santa Fe.
I like Santa Fe a lot. But I went to Tucson for the first time, and I really love that city.
Yeah, it's got that old Western feel.
Kind of trashy, and I love that.
That's a good thing. Yeah.
If you've got old strip malls, I'm into it.
Yeah. A little tiki bar in it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, I'm okay with for sure.
And it was cheap.
Yeah.
Like Santa Fe was so expensive. Yeah. Everything there.
They're like one of the first that opened up during COVID. They started having comedy shows, Daddy Ums, and then they all got sick. But
shut back down.
Yeah, but then they opened back up too.
You went during the pandemic?
Yeah, I went in June.
Yeah.
It was great.
What do you think of traveling while this is all going down?
It was strange.
Yeah.
Like, no one was wearing a mask.
Yeah.
And that was at the beginning of people, or like the beginning to middle of people having to wear masks.
Yeah.
It wasn't mandated.
No, but like Arizona, New Mexico, parts of them are super. They don't care. Like they just don't give a fuck.
Yeah, those desert people.
So they are desert. Like there's some scary folks.
It is.
Did you guys ever wonder? Like everybody's like, well, it's hot. It's to be all right, But no one even knew yet.
Yeah, I was like, let's fucking go. Yeah, I have the money and I don't have anything to do.
Yeah, if you didn't have work at that time, and then you can pretty much run your business from your pocket wherever you're at this point. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So
I would think that would have been the safest time to travel. Not many.
It was great.
I was gonna say,
I didn't go out to eat. I went to Trader Joe's and had all my meals from there.
Yeah, that's smart.
Hey, it's just the better way. You watch your portions. Yeah. You don't get all the extra butter to put in it and shit. But I know for me, I got that air fryer during the when it started. I've been using the shit out of it. It was the best $80 I've ever spent.
I've been wanting one of those.
It's really legit. Okay. Like if you eat meat like I do, like a lot of it, the steaks you just put them in, it comes out really like medium rare. It's really pretty good. It has its own settings and everything, so you don't have to really worry about it. But you just got to worry about if the meat is thick or not, because it might need a little bit more minutes or something. But you got one too, right?
Oh yeah, I love that thing. You're also working at Joe's right now?
Yeah.
How's that been?
It's been really good, actually.
Yeah.
Like, most people are really respectful. You'll get your occasional...
I feel like Joe's has a pretty good clientele and following.
It's been great. It's honestly better than it was before.
Yeah, that's
to tell you the truth.
I think that there's some people that are noticing that they're having better business and better experience with how they're operating. I know the places I've been, I've liked the way that the operation is having to go now too.
Yeah.
Did you have a better weekend this week?
Yeah, and I feel like you're starting to like work kinks out and stuff too. I mean, at the initial first two, we were kind of going by the cuff of our pants.
I think people are just raring to be out and do something, so they're just like, let's blow this money.
Yeah, and I think the way that we're doing it, we're shutting down by the time midnight rolls around, because after midnight, it's not worth having reason with
crazy
too. A little bit unreasonable at that point,
I bike up and down Congress every night, even Sunday nights. People are just like, chilling in San Jose.
Yeah. People are nuts on Congress.
Yeah. Dude, and then they don't give a fuck. They're lining outside of ice cream shops fucking long. The new one they're good, Gloria's is full. Yeah. Jenny's. Dude, I don't even get it, but it's like... It's the size of this place right here. Yeah. And then there's always like a line out. And I bike late, like 9:30 to 10:30.
The same thing.
My last thing going back up that hill, like around close to like 10:15, still fucking thing. Oh, yeah. I'm like, holy shit.
That's the thing with those places too. The Joe's, like, per square foot, those places are cranking out some numbers, man.
We close at 6 right now, and it's been great.
And people know to come during those condensed times too, I feel like.
So then you see it all day, right? Then
you see it all day. Yeah. But it's better. Because before we were closing at 9. And it's like, once it gets dark, like, people don't have any sense.
For sure.
So, 6 o'clock, I'm like, done.
Dude, I can't tell you how many fights I'm seeing, like, right there where, like, Jenny's is and, like, or the ice cream place, and it ends is just the death school. Yeah. I heard people come in there, I've seen, like, 6 or 7 fights.
Oh, my God.
Random ass things.
People drunk, walking back from Gloria's or whatever.
At that point, what we call after midnight is the Walking Dead. That's when those people come out, and that's why I think a lot of places are starting to figure out, like, it's just not even worth it. If you're not going to do much business at that point anyway, and you're just, the risk reward isn't really there for sure.
Home Slice is fucking killing it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They totally are.
That's another place that I probably tell
all hours of the day.
Yeah,
it's insane.
There's a place I've been going to for years called AAA, and I think they probably tell you the same thing. And when you walk up, they have tables lined up with just bags and bags set up, and they are just probably cranking out numbers.
Southside Pizza, everybody's making a lot of money on Congress.
Yeah, for sure.
It's weird.
And it's like you said, after these 3 months, I think everyone that does want to come out is already doing it. You're seeing it.
But we're also, we're treating it better. We're treating them better. We're getting better at containing whatever the fuck's going on.
Yeah, for sure.
But, then again, you never know. I guess from right now, it's just going to be like, if you're like, come over, you're thick, stay home, you're sick, But
exactly.
The whole time. Which we should have done in the first place. But then, I don't want to be responsible if somebody's like sister died or some shit like that. But now, they're not treating it wrong. So people aren't getting into the later stages, and they're fixing it all together. And so when it first happened, what was Joe's doing?
We've been open the entire time.
Did they scale back the workers?
Yeah, so we had to lay off most of the staff. I made the cut, and then
what percentage do you think stuck around, like, got to stay on?
I can't remember honestly how many people we had working, but it went to only 6 people.
Yeah, and to reduced hours, I'm sure.
Yeah, and reduced hours.
Yeah. For such a small place too, 6 people's a lot.
It is.
Yeah. But then I furloughed myself because I got super scared.
Yeah.
And Bunkhouse was great about that.
Do you think that having all that happen with your hours got you more motivated to run with the Muchacho Vintage thing?
Yeah, I had nothing to do.
Yeah, and it was a good thing too. Yeah.
It was great.
I had nothing to do.
Yeah.
As you can see.
And unemployment was great. I was like, wow, I can actually live.
It's when have you ever gotten a paid vacation in your life like that? Yeah, I found that I was able to really, like, for the first time, like, kind of go inward and focus on myself.
I have a savings account.
Yeah, that's a thing. That
I haven't dipped into.
Daddy is getting good, man.
Yeah.
He is getting good.
I think it was good at the start because everybody was finally making like a livable wage, and they're realizing, and then well, I was still like going around places. I wasn't going out, but I would drive around because I just needed to be out of my house. And I was noticing I was getting Pflugerville 15 minutes and everything. And everybody didn't need to be like out at these offices, you know, and stuff like that. But it does boost the service industry because the offices are near the bars, offices are near the eating places. But I did see the value of having most people just working from their house, because why are you gonna be stuck in a cubicle all fucking day, you know, when you could have just had an internet at home?
Exactly.
I can wake up when I want. I can still do the amount of productivity I would have done in that fucking cubicle, but now I'm here with my cat, I'm chilling, you know, I can go for a run, come back, you know. You couldn't do that in office.
No, and I think like he was saying too, when you have that much time in your day, you're gonna do better work, whatever you're working on. If you're...
And even I think people needed that first month off, because everybody was real happy that first month because you're not going to work, you gotta push your check.
It's like a snow day.
It was treating like, so I was telling them, the fucking next week everybody's at the lake, everybody's just at Barton Springs, people walking around, biking. I'm like, dude, I never saw this when everybody's at work. Everyone needed to go to job. I've never seen as many people outside.
Spring break, man. Yeah, it was my girlfriend's brother, he went on spring break and never went back to school, and he was a senior that year.
Oh my god,
he was bummed. Poor guy. He never got to say goodbye to his friends, his girlfriends, his teachers. It would be a weird way to have to wrap things up with the.
Did he still get the degree?
Yeah, for sure. And I think they did a ceremony, but it was in a huge stadium, and they could only have like 3 or 4 family members come through. And they did half of the class at a time,
which is how it should be.
Yeah,
because I graduated and I see people with like 30 family members and shit. I was like filling up. But
I was fascinated because he got a scholarship to a really cool music production school, but they're not accepting any of the new students for the year. So he's basically got a year.
Was he like the last class?
Yeah, it's kind of, and he's a really, he's telling me he's pretty much got a studio in his bedroom, and for what he's doing right now, it's going to give him a lot of time, like we were talking about, to work on his thing.
I think everybody should do that. Everybody should just like start producing their own stuff. Yeah, like, because I'm Twitching now too, but I don't got like 2 followers. But
it's funny to watch what you've built with this thing, because the first time we did this, I think we had 2 microphones, a couple cameras.
Yeah, we were at the bar.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, the initial plan was to do it on premise, but now we've realized we can take pictures of places like we've done with your cool postcards.
That sounds way better here than the bar, because over there we had like a huge AC just in the background. I don't know.
Any new projects coming up that you're looking forward to with this?
I really need to start a website.
Yeah.
I got you down, Coder.
Yeah,
cool. You need it.
Actually, we haven't even talked about this guy. This guy, aside from like all this production stuff, he does a lot of coding.
Okay.
Yeah,
and builds websites for people.
I can either build you a site from up, but I can also save you some money and show you how to do it like for like a fraction of the price on Squarespace if you wanted to. But
actually, if you guys run the room together, because
if you just wanted me to do the whole thing, I could do that, but it costs you a little bit more. But I can show you a cheaper method. And it's all drag and drop bullshit, you know. But it is. I've been trying to tell people should like find other revenues. Like within a month, bro, I became audio and visual engineer. You know, you can learn things. I've told people I gamble a lot too. So that was a big thing when we were Corona, but at all the sports Dana White came through, boom, nothing but fights starting in April and starting in May. I was like, no.
It'd be, how much money do you think was lost on, I mean, because there was still underground betting, but the casino's not taking bets. That was probably hundreds of millions of dollars.
As soon as UFC got up, the casino was just put their sports book up. Nobody could go in, but you got to call in or something. But also within that, they had all these fighters that were getting sick and stuff, so they had crazy matchups. This dude was like 6'4", fighting a 5'10" dude. Like had 50 pounds on him, and like I'm like, let me put $500 on this dude, you know? And you would clean up really well. But now since everybody's they're figuring out a way to figure it out. It's a little bit. I would say if you're gonna gamble on fights, it can go anyway. You know, Vegas really isn't right all the time there. But then there's some times where they do have. I would say if you don't know which fighter is gonna win, go the over under. Because
have you ever gambled on it? You don't strike me as a gambler.
I did like a casino on a cruise ship once.
What'd you play?
Just the slot machine.
I'm a poker guy. That's my game for sure.
I can't learn all that.
Yeah, no, it's a lot. And it takes so much fucking time, man. Yeah.
The poker, you got a little bit more of an edge. You got more of a chance to win. The slots and stuff, you lose money.
Yeah, but I lost all my money.
But also, there's a game called Craps, which is I'm really good at. And you're basically, you seen the movies? They're like, oh, you $7. It's that game, really. But you got to be very careful because you can be up $1,000 or $2,000 and then you lose it all next roll. So
I think it's a good one thing I can take from that. It helped with business. I got comfortable with losing money and making money, and you kind of have to take the value out of what you're doing for a little bit. And investing was something that I didn't really see or learn from until I started looking at it like that, and the risk to reward things.
Also, I tell people, if you're gonna gamble or do some shit like that, be ready to lose your money. Like, come in, I've got $500 to lose. Don't be like,
If you were to have someone want to get a little piece of your mind, what kind of advice would you give to someone who is trying to launch their own small business right now?
I would say make sure your branding is really good.
Yeah.
Invest in that. I think that's one of the first things to do.
Yeah.
My branding came later, but it really did put up my followers. More people paid attention. I got t-shirts made. I made money on t-shirts. I'm still doing that.
If Addison now were to give starting out Addison advice, what would you tell him to do differently?
Let's say start with branding. Make sure your social media presence is really well done, which I did that at the beginning, thankfully. And then just make a website sooner.
Is Cameron actually helping you with this company, or is he still doing other things?
He helps me. I'm definitely the one that likes looking for things more, but he like helps me with packaging, and he has good handwriting.
Yeah, for sure.
So he does like the thank you notes. Yeah.
How's he doing?
Oh, he's really good. He works at St. Cecilia now.
Nice. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The place is great. What's he doing there?
Front desk.
Very nice. Yeah.
He loves it.
Yeah. No, we love. I mean, Bunkhouse is such a cool company to be tied into for sure. We've gone to their Christmas parties. Those are some of the funnest Christmas parties I think I've gone to.
Yeah, they're great. Don's Depot.
Yeah.
The ladies' room.
That's an amazing place.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, and they always have great raffles and give away really neat stuff. And they definitely show love to their employees for those parties.
Have y'all seen that bullshit sign that's on 35 North when you're coming down?
No, is it a new one?
It's right before you're leaving Round Rock, I think, or getting into Austin, and it says, Austin's police been defunded. Watch your cars, lock your cars for the next 40 miles. For the next 40 miles, you have limited protection.
It's a war zone.
Oh my
Who funded that?
I don't know who funded it, but you can pretty much tell someone rented those billboards and put that up. It's only $8,000.
Cheap. Is it? You looked it up?
Yeah, I didn't really look up who did it, but I think that it's probably some stupid fucking Republican do that shit. But dude, so what they don't understand about what we did, we actually did take the money, but we did not cut one officer off the police force. Yeah. All they really did was prevent new officers from coming in until some changes are done. Yeah. So the new academy, all they did was that. So people are just going like they'll say something, then they'll go to the extreme, like, oh, now they don't have police, and I'm not gonna fucking answer shit.
I can assure you,
come to Austin and do something illegal and see how that works out for you. But
I see like 20 cop cars roll up to like one traffic violation.
Because they got nothing to do. Because
there's less people out. Yeah, absolutely.
But also, if you're a Republican, just don't come to Austin.
Yeah, that's right.
Because I don't want to serve you. Because you probably don't want to wear a mask.
Dude, right now there's a huge influx from California coming in right now.
Yeah, it's the worst.
Insane, and it's all because of some good podcasts we listen to. Joe Rogan, he's bringing in all these people, so it's gonna be crazy. But did y'all hear how far that fucking fire's gone?
Oh, that's
the California fire?
Yeah. No.
It's gone all the way up to Washington State, dude.
Yeah. We had spoken on that last time, those gender reveal parties.
Wow.
Yeah. It's shaking our head at that. When we were talking about it, we were on 8,000 acres. Yeah. It's up to almost over 4 million acres have been burned.
Oh my God. That's so sad.
Oh my God. What do you do at that point? Like a third of the country, a fourth of the country is on fire.
Yeah, that's crazy.
how do you even stop it? How do you even like what was burned is what I want to know. How can you keep going? Like, there's no brakes in the forest.
Is it weird that you find yourself like desensitized to being shocked by these things anymore at this point? Is that weird? Like,
I'm desensitized with California fires because it's every fucking year. Yeah, like, it's happening. Like what? Like every year. Last year, and then it was out. As soon as there was out, it was Australia that was on fire, and then this has
got to have the end times people going crazy, right?
Oh, for sure.
Between the all of this. I told you guys this was coming.
What they don't explain about the doomsday and like about when they say revelations and all that, they said the apocalypse is actually supposed to last 100 years. So
we got some time. We'll be long gone before.
We're just gonna be at the end of it. Damn, Stingy still in.
I think the robots will have taken over for sure by the time that if it's 100 years.
If Elon Musk gets that fucking thing ready. Have you seen any job openings with this coming in? Because there's Tesla coming.
Oh yeah.
I think Sony's gonna do some shit here too because they want to put up something to compete with Tesla. They just introduced their own electric car, and I think Apple was doing something with their campus. I don't know.
Oracle's got a huge one that they just finished building too.
Oracle might just scoop up TikTok to what I was looking at. Do y'all TikTokers or nothing? I know it's kind of.
I love watching cringy TikToks.
Yeah, is that a guilty pleasure?
Oh my god, my favorite accounts on Instagram are cringy, but it's like QRINGY. And there's a new one called Tweak Talk, and that one's gold.
That's what I want to see. What's Tweak Talk?
It's all like
cracking
matched out.
I would pay to watch that. Yeah, for sure. All right, so is Muchacho doing any other? What are you on Instagram, Facebook?
I'm on Facebook, but like I don't do anything special with it. I just like
it's LinkedIn.
We'll post on Instagram and then it posts on Facebook, and I don't get notifications. So like sometimes people will be like, "Oh, I want that," and I'll be like, "Oh." I only downloaded Facebook again because I was bored during the pandemic.
But you at least have the Facebook business page, right?
Yeah.
Okay. For some reason, it just reaches more from like, well, me and him, we've done our own projects on opening food trucks and stuff and brandings and issues. So you definitely want Facebook because most of the older people will see that and come out and support and stuff. But I feel there's this big misconception on Facebook, and everybody thinks it's gonna fail and all this stuff. But they don't. You know, as a coder, they're actually the pioneer in code right now. So half of the internet right now is built in Facebook's
platforms and stuff.
Wow. So if y'all keep fucking with Facebook, they'll just turn it off. Everybody's server's fucked, and nobody can load this shit. But I would say, even if their thing does fail as a platform, their software is everywhere, dude. It's insane. It's the best one because they built this software called React, which is basically JavaScript, which is how you interact with the internet. So when I click here, it does that, so it's basic shit like that. But what they've done is they've taken that, on Facebook, that news feed, and every post goes in, right, and it doesn't affect the one before it. Right. So what you can do technically with that system is you can take something out, not affect the whole, fuck with it, throw it back in. So say your homepage was fucked, right? But you wanted to then be able to just see your contacts and stuff like that while you work on the homepage. Instead of me taking the whole site down and fixing it, I can just take the homepage, everything else is still clickable, everything else is still running, fix it, throw it back in there. No one knew the difference.
That's awesome.
And so that's the reason they're the best right now. And since they've done it, the first one to do it, no one can really copy it. So everybody's trying to make another one, but I don't really see it working because they also put out their mobile version, which if you make your website on their mobile version, it works on Android all right away. So they're just, I don't see them losing. So if you have money, invest in Facebook right here.
You heard it. Do you invest in any stuff like that? He does a lot of day trading and stuff like
Tesla
that.
Tesla too. Invest in Tesla.
No, I haven't ever invested. I had Starbucks stock when I worked there.
Yeah.
And I would cash that out every year.
That's what you want to do. You don't want to hold on to that. If it's
Hell no.
If it's a big one like that.
I like that
they just gave me the stock, and I was like, okay, I'll sell it
at the end of the year. You can just sell it
exactly
as a bonus or something.
Yeah,
that's cool. Very nice. How long have you been with Joe's for now? That's where I first met him, was actually at a Joe's coffee shop.
This November will be 4 years.
Yeah, it flies by, right?
It really does.
I feel like you, me, and my little sister, we just met each other. That's
I know.
4 years now.
So what do you see the future of your brand doing?
I would love to have a brick and mortar. whether that be an actual shop or like a converted trailer that I could tow around. I
could see a tiny like cargo container.
And I think that would honestly be the smartest decision because you actually own something. And then if your business goes under, you can either just sell it or you can turn it back into like a livable camper.
And that's a very smart.
You ever thought of do you live in an apartment or a house right now?
Apartment.
If you get a house, you can get like a little trailer and just park in the driveway.
Yeah, exactly.
Treasures up and people come in, because my barber's doing that right now. So he bought a little maybe 8x10 trailer and then built the walls on the side, put AC in that bitch, and you just pumping motherfuckers out.
Who's your barber? Is it Jake the barber?
No, his name is Ricky. But he was telling me he got the idea from these other people. And
okay.
Like, dang, that's
my barber did the same thing.
It's smart,
yeah.
I've actually seen some really cool personal gyms that people are doing with those. Yeah, and it's 20-foot, 40-foot containers. They're built really efficient. I mean, when you think about what you need for your business, it'd be really easy to make a really cool design for it.
They made a COVID nail salon in New York City. That's on a trailer. Have you seen that?
No.
They like, people just wear masks, but it's like you don't even come to contact with them at all. You just stick your fingers. It's like a glory hole.
We've talked about starting one of those. That's I mean, because all kinds of businesses have to come from this.
Exactly.
The glory hole has been something we've been bouncing around.
I would have thought it was. I was telling him when it first started that the big buildings, like Frost Building, I think they should. You know how when you go into like Walmart, there's that big AC that hits you when you go down. So put like something like that, but just Lysol and just disinfect people and keep these offices open. You know,
exactly.
It would have been the same thing, but I thought that would have been like decontamination chambers would have been a big thing.
I mean, you've got people drinking bleach, so
I heard some people were butt chugging that stuff.
You can get it clean though.
Thanks, Trump.
I don't know. Apparently, it hits you faster that way. I've never tried.
That's called boofing.
Is that what there's a name for it?
Boofing. I don't know if that's with liquid, but that's how you do drugs.
It's called boofing. Yeah. You learned that here.
Nice. Well, we appreciate you coming by. Is there anything else you want to tell the people, or maybe something else? Your future, what you think your domain is going to be, or something?
If I looked this morning, Muchacho Vintage is available. So
do it. Yeah,
probably just be muchachovintage.com.
Muchachovintage.com.
If they want to order stuff or check your stuff out, where do they find you?
Instagram. Like, ask me about anything, because I think I would have more sales if I was actually on a website, because I know, like, for myself, I don't want to. It's hard to ask someone how much something is, which usually I put the price, or is this still available? Like, that's kind of annoying.
Do people try and haggle with you when you're getting under your stuff?
Not really. Thankfully, I always have wiggle room, but most people don't really haggle with me. I don't budge on free shipping, though. I don't free ship.
You shouldn't.
Prices are firm, people.
No, but definitely check them out. And thank you for your time, man. Loved having you here.
All right, appreciate it, guys. Have a good one.